Hi, Denver.
The lively crowd, sir.
I'm still trying to catch my breath from the 3 stairs we just walked.
Hey, I just walked like, what, 50 yards? We're both like...
I woke up this morning.
They're not kidding. We are up there.
Stretched and took a big breath and was like, I'm dying, I can't breathe. Where am I? Who's a local? Do y'all feel amazing when you get down to sea level? Yeah! I'm a superhero.
Just swimming in oxygen.
I bet. I can drink like a fish and not get drunk.
Apparently Tombo learned the hard way last night. It's like, oh, it really is like 2 drinks to 1. As he's...
I just like stumbled back there.
You did. Well, that's because you're still drunk.
Because I think I had like 3 drinks last night, so that was like 10. Who's a first timer? Welcome. Welcome to the family. Big, happy, crazy. What is going on with us, family?
What is going on with us? What's going on with you?
Same old, same old.
Okay. Chilling.
What did y'all think about the season so far? Was baby everything was cracked up? I was truly, truly excited to watch that. And I watched it on set because Tom Wright was directing another episode and we were going to be filming all night. And so they were like, oh, well, let's take a long lunch. We'll get a copy of Baby and we'll watch it like as a cast and crew at lunch. And so that was a really cool kind of experience to sit there next to Tom and the crew and whatnot. It's fun.
You know, it was funnier than I had anticipated.
It was so
moments I was like, I didn't expect that to be that funny. That was funny.
It was super funny. And
when the windshield wiper takes the hat off.
I was laughing.
I don't care who you are, that's funny.
I think the hardest I laughed was the fight scene with you like stomping. And the sound effects where we watched it kind of in a room like this. It was our sound stage. And so it was really kind of accentuated. So it was like...
Nothing says funny like a boot to the forehead.
Yeah, jeez. Still, it was funny though. The fight scene from the back when you and Teach first get into the fight, it's like, son of a... anyways, yeah, we like it as well.
Or after I throw him into the door and then I walk over and... None of that was scripted. What's that?
Getting beat up by a girl.
And always getting beat up by a girl.
Happens to me all the time.
That's what I do. But I fight back.
Well, before we sit here and jabber about Baby, which I guess y'all have seen, so we don't need to tell you about it, let's get to some questions. Let's see if somebody wants to... Are we doing... I saw a hand over there. Yes. I know, it's thin air, right? You stand up too
I'm
fast.
actually from Albuquerque. It's mile high there too.
Oh, there you go. What's your excuse?
It's you. You take my breath away. Okay, I don't want to take too much time.
Happens to him all the time.
I just want to...
You're around family, babe.
I know. Oh, shit.
Look this way, Jensen.
First you take your brother away, now you're making her cry, Jared. Just turn around.
I just want to thank you guys. Because of the men you are, and what you've come to represent, you've helped me through a lot of shit. You guys inspired me to write a book that entails the last 6 years since I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Good for you. That's awesome.
And how you guys saved my life. Just thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
So by writing, I'm shaking, holy crap. So by writing it, I found out who I am as a person, and I'm loving myself, which is something I thought would never happen. So thank you.
Amazing.
But my question is, oh, shit. Was there a pit in your life where you figured out who you were, or are you still trying to figure that out?
Oh, good question.
But yes to both, actually. For me, I think probably this summer I really had to look at myself in the mirror and try and figure out who I was and continue to accept that who I am will evolve and change and hopefully develop and grow. But I sort of finally took a breath and took a step back and took a couple weeks and just turned off, right? And spent time with family and friends and really, really stopped just spinning my wheels. I had somebody tell me, like, you know, what are you running from? Why are you staying so busy? Like, what is it that you're running from? And I had to answer that question for myself. Yeah. So thank you. That's me.
Thank you.
This is my turn.
Yes.
How about right there? Yes.
Shaky hand. It was shaking. It's like, the hand was just going.
Got it? Okay.
Hi.
So have watched the show since day one. Enjoyed it. One thing I really like about the show also is the way they montage classic rock over the episodes. And I wondered if you two gentlemen have a favorite effect. I liked Behind Blue Eyes. So do you have a favorite one of those montages?
The one that came to mind, and I'm sure I have other favorite montages, but my two favorite music cues in supernatural history are Styx, Renegade, and David Bowie, Ground Control to Me. For me, those were, one was badass and one was hilarious. So, the extremes, right?
We've had a lot of really good, we call them sizzle reels, which are those kind of montages or the advertisements and stuff. There was one this year with the Reaper, yeah, Oh Death. I thought that was great. Yeah, Lisa did an amazing job singing that thing. She did it when she was filming, but then also went into a recording studio in LA and actually did the full recording, and that's what they used for the sizzle reel. But that one was really cool. And then going back.
Also, side note about Billy real fast, which is awesome. The character Billy, but when she came to the show, I worked with her, right? And then, like halfway through filming, she was like, "I just gotta say, this is so cool. My fiance and I cosplay as you guys." Like, she's a huge fan of the show, which was awesome. I was like, "That's amazing." She was like showing pictures.
After we had a scene together, and after we were done, she just sat around on set as like a as just like a fan.
We're like, "You're done."
You can go. Cool. She's like, "Oh, I know." And then she's like, "Could you sign my DVD?" And stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, that's awesome." Yeah, she's really sweet. There was another sizzle reel that I really liked, and it was.
200th episode?
This is going back, maybe season 5. It was. Yeah, that's
way far back.
It was Johnny Cash singing "God's Gonna Cut You Down." And it was all in black and white. I thought that one was. I was like, well, there's your. If you wanted an opening of a show, there it is, right there. So we've been really fortunate. Had some really good music and some really good editing in our show.
Did they release? I guess they couldn't have the 200th episode one at the 200th episode party for the cast and crew.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't think they could release because they had 4 different screens going, and we were in this massive hotel in Vancouver. It would be difficult to release, right? Because it was split into 4 parts. But it was the Nickelback song "Burn It to the Ground," and it was like all of these cool scenes, like Sam and Dean fighting, and this ghost exploding, and like this punch. It was this cool kind of feeling, and it was really loud, and we were like, yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
I heard someone saying over here a second ago. Yeah, that could be you. It was just such a sweet, like, over here. 3 amigos, look up here.
Thank you. Good morning, boys.
Morning.
Welcome to Denver.
Thank you.
Go Broncos.
Okay.
As long as they're not playing the Cowboys. Go
That's
on.
right. I have a really quick question for Jensen, and then is it okay if we brought presents? Can we bring some presents?
Is it okay if you brought presents? It's okay with me if you brought presents.
Is it a coincidence only that you were born in the Dallas area in the late 70s and your initials are JR?
Fun fact. If you go back and look when JR was shot, my real dad played his doctor. A little TV trivia for you there. Didn't know that one, did you?
The air is too thin up here to fully comprehend that.
Yeah, that's true. We used to go and visit my dad. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We'll say no to that. Look, it's 2 big beers, so really it's like 19. Appreciate that.
Winchester beer.
Oh, get out of here. Because we're not the Lose Chesters.
It's not getting Winchester wheat ale. Thank you.
At the last convention, a fan was wearing a shirt and they brought one for me, and it was a picture of me, and it said, "Because I'm Sam effing Winchester." And I was like, yes! So I took it and I got to Vancouver and I unpacked my bag and it was there. I was like, I can never really wear this. But I have it. Awesome. Your turn.
Oh,
Pass the buck.
wait, were you a Dallas fan? The show? Yeah, I was saying I used to as a child go visit my father. We used to like hang out at South Fork Ranch and stuff. Yeah. Okay. How about right here?
I don't know if I can yell.
You could just say it and I'll repeat it. Oh, there you go. You got a mic.
I actually wanted to tell you, I met James Marsters last month,
Nice.
and I had on a Supernatural shirt.
Right
Words
on.
out of his mouth. I love that shirt. Those guys are awesome.
Awesome.
All weekend, he could not stop saying nice things about you.
Very cool. I wish you could come back.
Well, I finally told him I was going to meet you, and he, really? He says, would you please tell them that they were the best professional experience I ever had?
We're not paying him enough.
He is awesome. He loves you guys so much.
That we had a really good time with him.
Yeah, he
that was
talked about how welcoming you guys are and humble. And he goes, and I'll tell you right now, when I was their age, I was a whiny little bitch professionally.
Well,
we don't make it easy for guest stars to come in and whine and bitch and complain because
not that he did.
not that he did, but I'm just saying there's not a lot of room for that in our house, and so we like to have fun, and if we're not having fun, what's the point? So anybody comes in with a stick up their ass, it gets removed very quickly, or they
Or just shoved farther in.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
he's a
cool.
total
We had a great time with him. We were a big fan of him, having him around.
Yeah. I said, am I supposed to fangirl over you? He goes, well, you fangirl over me, we'll fangirl over them.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see you at some time. I see, yes, a shaky hand. Shaky hands are working today. It's the oxygen.
Hi. My stepdad said I had to ask, what kind of engine is in Baby?
Which baby?
There's about 6 of them.
Yeah.
But the one that we sit in the most, and the one that I drive the most,
502?
is a 502.
Yeah.
Big block.
The Jeep Gray
Chevy
502.
big block 502.
Thank you.
And it sounds like it too. Sometimes we have to use number 1, Hero 1, that's the big engine. And there's number 2, which is the stunt one that has it's got skip plates and stuff on it. It's got some power brakes and stuff like that, so you can brake stand. And then there's number 3, which is basically the diet version of both of those 2 cars. Sometimes we have to use number 3 because of the sound ordinance in the neighborhood.
Yeah, so if we're shooting late, like midnight in a neighborhood,
And we can't crank up number
can't
one.
turn
It's
this one on.
very loud. So,
Turn off that car.
how about right there? Yes. Hi.
I first knew you from Gilmore Girls, and
Kicking it old school.
Calm down.
The real Dean. I need like a gangster symbol for original Dean. Original.
No, you
Dean.
The child Dean. The man Dean.
as you know, there is a revival coming on Netflix, and have you been approached?
I can't wait.
Calm down, calm down. Take a seat.
And whether or not you've been approached, where do you think that Dean is in his life right now?
I haven't been approached so much as we talked about. I talked about it with Amy in June. So when we had the Gilmore Girls reunion in June in Austin, it wasn't even happening at that point in time. So this is all developed in the last 4 or 5 months. And she said, anything they do, they'll put me in. So it's just going to be I hope I'm still at Deuce's Market. I hope I'm still man in the cash register. Thank you so much. Yes.
So my question for you is, where do you see yourself in like 10 years? And then if you have a dream career job, what is it?
10 years? Sam Saltgun!
Yeah. Thanks.
What's that? Oh, I know.
You see how beat up we get on this show? I think first and foremost,
Hunter years are like dog years.
that's pretty good.
Thanks.
How have we never thought of that one either?
You can keep that one. Write that down.
I've got that and the loose chesters now. So I'm doing my dream job, but in 10 years, God, that's really difficult. I don't want to get booed. I hope Supernatural can find legs for 10 years, though. I mean, that would be. He'd be like 80 years old. I'd be approaching my early 40s. Yeah, I'd be like 35. You'd be like 65 or somewhere in there. That's really tough. I'd really love to be a dad. I'd love to spend a lot of time with my kids.
I was gonna say probably. I don't know where I'm gonna be in 10 years, and I like that. But wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, I hope that I'm able to spend more time with my family than I get to now, and that's fine. Like I know what we're doing now, and it's important to me, and it's important to them, and it's important to a lot of people. Jared and I talked about it. It's like we've had the conversations. Like when do you think enough is enough? And we're like, I could have gladly wrapped it up and been done several years ago, and been very proud and happy of what we had accomplished. But it's bigger than us. And for that reason, we still find joy, and we still find motivation, and we still find inspiration in doing it. So I don't know how long it's going to last. We're really fortunate, and we know that, so we continue doing it because we love it, and we love the people that surround us. Our crew and you guys, and so that family is just really kind of what we're doing it for. It's not because we need our faces on TV. It's bigger than us, and so I don't know how long it's going to go. I don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years, but like I said, I hope whatever it is, whatever I'm doing, I'm happy, and I'm surrounded by people as great as this. So
Yeah. And one of these days,
make you cry.
One of these, it's allergies. One of these days, I would love to sit down and watch from the pilot to episode whatever the last episode is, and I don't want that to take like 6 months. So we have to end sometime. I'm gonna go right here in the front row. I'm sorry to really sprint testing.
It's like the guys who get the tennis balls off the tennis court.
My sister.
Winded from that.
I am.
My sister's an actress, so I'm always fascinated by the process. And Jensen, I read that coming off of hiatus, you will go back and watch episodes to kind of figure out where Dean is and get back into character. Are there any particular episodes you go to that show Dean at his best or his worst? Like any go-tos that you...
Last week. You know, it's, I don't think there's anything in the past that I would go and reference to get an idea of where, because the great thing about the show and about these characters is they're constantly evolving. So to get an idea of where Dean is presently, I would really only go back and probably watch the last 3 episodes of the previous season to get an idea, just to kind of refresh what happened at the end of the season with the big cliffhanger where, you know, Dean is emotionally, and then we can just pick up from that point. I'll go back and watch episodes in the past just for entertainment purposes, and just to be like, oh yeah, I remember when. And for that reason, there's some that there's some favorites that I have. There's, you know, probably a lot of the same that most people have. There's French Mistake. There's Changing Channels. Yellow Fever. There's The End. I always like that.
See, that's the problem with Sam compared to Dean, is most of these episodes I can't watch because I wasn't Sam. I was like Lucifer or Soulless Sam or Meg or Gadriel or something. Like, can't watch that. Can't watch that. Demon Blood Sam. Or like a different human being Sam, like in season 1 when I don't know who was playing Sam.
Yes, sir. How about you?
I know I can speak on behalf of a lot of people here, but you know, your show has enabled our family to hang out, you know, and it's a good thing. So I know you guys got real young families. What do you look forward to doing together, like your annual family, like vacations and things like that in the future?
That's awesome. Thank you, first off.
Yeah, thank you. And my wife would be mad if I didn't say who dad. Yeah, it's funny. We happened to have gotten to spend some time with our family yesterday, and you know, we were letting the kids run around, and they are a little young. I'm looking forward to when I can actually go do something like flying a kite with my daughter, because right now it would just be me flying a kite. Which could be cool. You know, or, you know, playing catch with one of his boys, you know, and when we get to that point where playing with them is fun for both of us, right now it's just herding cats and making sure they don't run into the street. So I'm looking forward to that kind of interaction that we'll get to have.
I'm also really looking forward to not so much, well, I can't wait for the Thanksgivings or the Christmases or whatever, birthday parties and stuff like that, but I'm really looking forward to like the pivotal moments in my kids' lives where they'll hopefully come to daddy or mommy with a question that's important, and hopefully with what we've gone through and what we've learned about ourselves and kind of learned in this crazy life. And you know, I've been really lucky in my life to be on all spectrums of things. You know, I've been bullied, and then I've been in a position where no one would dare bully me. I've been, you know, where we were really struggling as a family financially, to now I've been in a business that pays you well, right? So I've lived here, I've lived there, I've worked and been on the bottom of the totem pole, and then I've worked and been on top of the totem pole, and I think I've had a unique opportunity to learn a lot. I've helped and I've needed help, you know, so I can't wait for the moments where Tom or Shep, or if we have another, kind of come to daddy and say, hey, you know, what does this mean, or what should I do? So hopefully I make it that long, right?
I'm enjoying also, you know, you were saying that watching the show kind of brings your family together, and that's very cool. That's one of the great things that he and I love hearing. You know, right now, one of the things that I really enjoy doing with my daughter is sitting and watching a movie. Now, granted, it's not a movie that I would probably sit down and watch by myself.
Oh, yes, you would.
I don't know, Despicable Me is kind of fun. But you know, just 2 days ago, I was actually watching that movie with her, and we were laying on the bed, and she was, as you know, we were just laying there. She kept getting closer and closer and closer to my head, and then after a few minutes, she was literally just cradling my head, and like our heads were together. And my wife walked in, and she's like, "What is happening?" I'm like, "I don't know, but don't just leave it alone, because this is awesome." So yeah, that's what's that. I do.
And then again, I mean, like you said, we were with our families yesterday, and Jensen had the iPad, and I could hear JJ like, "Daddy, can we put The Godfather back on?" He's like, "Shut up, Ice Age is on."
It's true.
Don't touch it. Daddy, I want to watch The Departed. This is How to Train Your Dragon. Daddy wants dragons. This is my favorite part. I'm gonna go way in the back. Standing up, sure.
Hi, I just wanted to say I'm really new to this, and this is an incredible experience. But I want to say, on behalf of everybody, thank you to your wives and your families for sharing you. And I really don't know too many women who would be so willing to share their husbands with so many women.
I don't know about that. Yeah, honey, you need to go for the weekend? Have a good time. Go right ahead.
But
Pushing us out the door.
you all must be married to the most amazing women to support you in this and to give so much of their family time to us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, no, we certainly, what is it? We certainly married out of our pay grade.
Shows why.
Is it me? Okay. How about right here?
Hello.
Hey.
My name's Genevieve.
Hi, Trinity.
Did you say Trinity or Genevieve?
Genevieve.
That's
Oh! I thought you said Trinity. I was like, that's cool. But Genevieve is also cool.
First of all, I wanted to say thank you guys for doing the show. It helped me find my artistic ability. I started drawing you guys from the magazines and discovering that I can do pretty realistic portraits. And I went into art classes, and it really helped express what I was feeling during high school. And I've just moved on to greater things in college.
That's fantastic.
So thank you guys very much. My question is, I know you guys do a lot of pranks on set, or pranks in Vancouver. Do you guys ever do pranks at conventions, and do you think you'll do one here?
Jensen broke a tambourine one time.
What's that? Piper. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I just break stuff, which isn't really a prank.
Which is usually what I do, right?
Misha's on stage later? Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be doing stuff. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is we kind of swoop in and spend as much time with you guys as we possibly can, and then we fly, because he and I have to be on set at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Let's be honest, the problem is that we're also vulnerable. Here. Let's be honest, the problem is we're also vulnerable.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they've all been here for like 2 days. They could be prepping.
Yeah, they can prep.
We come in, we're like watching our backs. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, spate comes like down from the ceiling. Buckets of water or snot.
Snot. The old buckets of snot prank. How does the buckets of snot prank work? Just kidding.
Do you remember you can't do that on television?
Yes.
With the slime?
I don't think it was snot.
It would have been better than snot, I guess. Now it's all I can think about it. Richard's like literally rappelling down and just going. Yeah, that's gonna happen now.
I'm gonna go to another question before he talks about
let's
snot.
talk about snot.
Way over the top with a white hat.
Oh wow, this is that. I just want to thank you for being there for me when going through hard times and watching your show, and being an inspiration for me. And wow, I'm really nervous. I just want to ask, we were trying to get Misha to tell his prank stories. He only told one about the pie. What is the best prank you pulled on Misha, do you think?
I think the pie was the worst because I almost broke his nose.
You probably did, which explains why he looks the way he does. Oh, calm down. Here's the thing with the pranks and when Misha was directing. Jared and I actually had a brainstorming session, and I believe I still have the list on my phone. And the problem was we didn't get to
buckets of snot.
Number one, there it is. The problem is we didn't get to pull off a lot of it because he took so much precaution in thwarting our...
Also, I think we were only filming together like one day out of 8. Is that it?
Yep.
Does it have buckets of snot on it or not?
It's number one. The chair.
Chair, we did that. Okay,
We did that.
Are
So-
y'all familiar with director's chairs, cast chairs?
You explain it.
There's like so they get folded up, right? And you can put it in such a way where it looks secure, but then when you sit, you just fall through it. So that one, we did do that.
That worked. Then I also have...
I think he was terrified. I think he was like mortified.
A saddleback suit, which there's pouches on the side of the chairs where they keep the strap and stuff. We were just gonna fill it with snot. And then it actually gets worse as you go down. So
kill him.
Yeah, actually, death is the last one. We planned to do a prank every single day, and then it says on day 6 or 7, no prank. We'll just keep him just in fear all day. Just let the anticipation be the prank. We destroyed his script, his director's script, but we duplicated it beforehand, so there was a backup. But then he just opened a thing and it was just ripped pages. All of his notes were gone, and so there was that. X-Lax with that. Yeah. So the mean one was we were going to get into his hotel, get into his apartment in Vancouver, open all the windows. This was in winter time. Open all the windows up, remove all the furniture out, and when
take the batteries out of his thermostat because I don't think he's handy enough to figure out that. We were gonna ice him basically. Basically it would be below freezing in his room when he would go home that night, and he would have no blankets or no pillows or anything, and he would probably, knowing Misha, he'd probably just sleep on the floor. And so, obviously, and I think he just lost sleep thinking about what we were going to do, but he actually left his keys at the front desk, did not bring them to work. He was smart enough to not bring his keys
and explicitly told the guy, no one but me is allowed to retrieve these keys. It's like, I understand. So, so we didn't get to pull off as many, but we will. I think they're pulling us off the stage.
All right, they're pulling us off, guys. We gotta get out of here later. We're around.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
It's awesome to be here.